All right, let's get this show started.
In today's news, Daniel Cormier responds to Joaquin Buckley's latest taunts. Cormier and Buckley's relationship took a turn for the worse following Buckley's call-out of Conor McGregor at UFC Louisville in May. Cormier labeled it the worst call-out in UFC history, a remark that Buckley did not take lightly. In response, Buckley launched a series of personal attacks against Cormier, even bringing up the late mother of DC and his jabs. Now, a few months after the entire situation, in an interview with MMA Fighting, Buckley said that he's hoping to run into Cormier so that the two can hash it out.
I've been praying to the MMA guys that I run into DC. I'm the type of person, man, I'm a fan of Daniel Cormier and all the things that he done in his MMA career. You know, if you're talking about from Strike Force, you know, to coming into the UFC, dominating, and you know, and end up winning, you know, 2 straps in the UFC because of how difficult that is and holding them simultaneously, right, at one time. I gotta respect it, but at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, as fighters, you know, I believe that for me, the things that I'm trying to do, I feel like DC could have helped me with trying to go where I'm trying to go instead of trying to diminish me or break me down, you know? I will be blessed to get that work with DC because if I can't really talk it out with you, then we can work it out. That makes sense? Yeah. So I feel like me and DC, man, I would love to see DC, but it's not on no like some personal, like, oh, as soon as I see DC, I'm finna swing on. No, I ain't, because I ain't about that, right? You know, if DC want to make it like that, which I highly doubt, right? But at the end of the day, we can always get this work in as martial artists, you know, and hash it out.
DC responded to Buckley via his YouTube channel saying, "Yesterday, and I don't really like to do this because I shouldn't have to, Joaquin Buckley was speaking about our interaction on social media and how he wishes to run into me one day. We're going to see each other in Salt Lake City. It is what it is. And then we can talk like men. That's how I do it. That's how I deal with all these types of situations whenever people start coming at me in this way. At the end of the day, I am who I am. I'm Daniel Cormier, and I'm going to be who I'm going to be. So it's a matter of how does the interaction start? Because online, it's been very disrespectful. Now, he seems to be peeling it back a little bit, and I believe that's the right decision. I'm not trying to do anything to this man when he's on the verge of one of the biggest fights of his career. I don't get it though. My job isn't to uplift you. My job is to tell the truth. And I just didn't agree with what you said in that call out. It was bad. It was really bad. Many people were in agreement that it wasn't good. But that's okay. We all make mistakes. We all have bad ones. Unfortunately, yours was at the biggest moment of your career. But again, I'll be in Salt Lake City. I'll be there and we can have that conversation that you want to have. Joaquin Buckley. Dana White reacts to Merab Dvalishvili removing his own stitches. Dana recently went off on Merab for posting his cut to social media. Now, a week later, Merab has taken matters into his own hands with a massive pair of scissors. In the aftermath of Tuesday's episode of Dana White's Contender Series, the UFC president was asked about Merab's latest antics online. This time, White showed no fury and mostly just chuckled about the entire situation.
Obviously referring to Merab Dvalishvili once again taking to social media to...
Isn't he awesome? I think he's just fucking with me now, to be honest with you.
Have you spoken directly to him? I mean, obviously you were pretty public in what you said, but have you reached out to him and said, bro, what are you thinking? Or
no. Do what you want. Do what you want.
All right, we'll leave.
Did you ever see the scissors they take stitches out with?
They don't look like those usually.
They're tiny, and they have that thing on there so you don't cut yourself. You know what I mean? They can slide them up under the stitches, and you don't cut yourself. And this dude had like bush shears that he was using that you trim your bushes with, the gardeners use, whatever. Good for him.
Belal Muhammad trolls Kamaru Usman. Since winning the title at UFC 304, Belal has remained vocal in his trash talk, consistently responding to his critics, including Usman and others who doubted him. Usman, who is on the brink of a potential UFC comeback, has not dismissed the idea of returning to the welterweight division for another shot at the title and at Muhammad. As Muhammad prepares for his first title defense, he took to social media targeting Usman with an AI-generated song.
Kamaru's in the locker room, lacing up his worn-out gloves, thinking about that golden belt and all his dreams of love. He's lost 3 fights in a row, his knees are giving in. Leon dropped him with a headshot, left him wondering when. Belal's up there champing at the bit, ready for a fight. But Kamaru feels the aches and pains deep into the night. He's got the heart of a lion, but his body's just a shell in the octagon of memory. He's caught in his own hell.
Kamaru Usman gets honest with disrespectful MMA fans. Despite having a legendary career in mixed martial arts, Usman has suffered losses in his last 3 bouts, and many commentators now say that the former UFC welterweight champ is quote-unquote washed. Kamaru responded to these comments during a recent appearance on the Weighing In podcast, questioning how MMA fans can be so quick to forget and so disrespectful after fighters sacrifice so much of their health for the people's entertainment.
But now I'm in a place where, okay, with all of that comes a lot of injuries, all the things that you've been dealing with, it kind of catches up to you. And now I'm just in a position to where I'm trying to heal all of that. Because, you know, you stack up all these injuries over time and it starts to diminish your performances to where people start to forget just how good you are, just how much time you spent building your career, doing the things that made you successful, to where they start saying, oh, he's washed. Which is how disrespectful are MMA fans. How disrespectful are they? Oh, he's washed. Oh, he can't do this anymore. He's not that. Oh, they were saying that before John Jones came back in there and fought Ciryl Gane.
MGK breaks silence and lets loose on Sean Strickland. The beef between Machine Gun Kelly and Strickland started back in February during a power slap event where Strickland told MGK to dress like a fucking man. Sean then took tax, questioning Megan Fox's rationale for dating MGK. Now, just a few days ago, Strickland's made headlines once again, tweeting, "So there was a point when black guys were cool, and I think the downfall was when they accepted MGK into the community. Shit got real questionable after MGK, little gay, little satanic, I don't know, maybe it was the blood drinking." MGK appeared on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast on Tuesday, addressing Strickland's comments and telling him to stop.
I don't know this guy from a crumb of bread, right? I didn't know who he was when I met him. I got hip afterward that he's like insanely racist and homophobic and just not my type of guy, so I would have never even wanted to shake hands with him in the first place. But he also is just a representative of every person who's too scared to just be themselves, because if you're comfortable as yourself, you don't care who anybody else is. He's so dumb that I'm going to tell him right now, you should not keep saying stuff because it just makes me look better, but you're going to keep saying stuff. So I know that you'll react and say more things, but you just shouldn't. As a person who's just giving you big bro advice, learn this. Shut the f up and don't speak on me anymore and live your life. But you won't, and I'm going to continue laughing at you because you're a f***ing idiot.
Strickland replied, "Getting lectured by a guy who drinks blood and wears a purse? Dog, you had a midlife crisis and tattooed your entire body. The ex-community of intolerance? Y'all, I'd hang out with you toxic trolls any day over this cut. Go back to cutting yourself, you f***ing weirdo." Alex Pereira unveils a new gift for himself. The UFC light heavyweight champ has treated himself to a cool new accessory, a golden bracelet designed in the shape of a UFC belt. Pereira showcased the new purchase on Instagram. It's time for today's top memes. Third place was found over on Facebook and was posted by Robert. Second place meme was found over on Reddit and was posted by Explosion Ahead. And the top pick was found over on Reddit and was posted by Fleckins. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.